Hello, we're live. It's Rebecca Kramer here with
Canadian Jose.
There you go. So Jose, maybe you can start. I'm just gonna start the room. Do you wanna join me? Okay, so we're live right now on.
I got it. Sorry.
Okay, so we're live right now on Clubhouse and also on YouTube, and also actually our Facebook group, the Roleplay group. And so so what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna ping some people, try to ping some people into the Clubhouse room to see if there's anyone that would like to join us on.
Do I have to be here
for Roleplay?
Feedback.
Yeah, it is making feedback. So I don't know if this will work. Or you know what we could no, you know what?
Oh, move me to the audience.
Oh
no, but I'll still hear you.
Yeah. But what we could do is you could put in headphones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So come sit down. Anyway, so basically what we do all week long is we hop on. So prior to this, we have some people who are joining us on Clubhouse.
Oh,
so feel free to raise your hand and definitely put up your. So Jose, I know this is. Can you grab the phone? Okay, so who do we have here? Who would like to? There's technology problems. So I don't know if anyone would want to role play or ask any questions. Basically, we come on to Clubhouse every day during the weekdays. Do you want to explain so that I could grab some headphones?
Yes. Hey guys, I see Mike, Danny, Marissa. How you guys doing? Basically, what we're doing, this is a little bit different than what we typically do. Well, at least I don't know, to be honest. So this is Rebecca's venture idea. So what we're going to do is she wants to branch out and make sure that we're on YouTube too. Basically, what we want to do is do what Grant Cardone taught us to do, which is show up and get known, right? So there's a lot of people, obviously, that are on Clubhouse, but there's also a lot of people that don't have iPhones, right? And therefore, they're on sorry, this background noise, this feedback's a little bit. There we go. Okay, so as I was saying, we gotta go on other places, other sources. We're on YouTube. We just basically want to talk about, the ups and downs of working together as a couple in what we're chasing as an ultimate goal. I know Mike spoke about his wife and how it's something that he wants to bring her in and have her be part of. So the reason we call it the Power Couple Project, it's because like any project, it's ongoing work, right? So definitely there's no perfection. We don't want to give that impression. Just like everybody else, we have our ups and our downs, and we're using this platform, and we're using our training and what we're doing to bond together, to grow together, and to challenge each other, right? So that's kind of what I was thinking, right?
That sounded right. Sorry, we were just trying to get rid of the background noise coming from Clubhouse. But so the great thing about this is that Android users, because we're also on the Facebook group as well as on YouTube, and then of course on Clubhouse. So I don't know if there's anyone who has any questions or would like to do role play or an agreement drill. If not, Jose, of course, I'm always up for practicing.
Well, you know what? I can tell you guys maybe just some wins. So this week I was challenged by my other half, I guess you could say. And she told me, listen, you're starting to lose your visibility. Your hand is not going up as much. You're not being as you're not participating as much as you typically did. So I made it a mission. On Thursday, we have a sales call, a mentor meeting, and the president of Cardone Enterprises was leading it. So I made it a mission right from the very first second. I was the first guy with my hand up because I made it a purpose that I was going to talk and I was going to speak and I was going to actually role play, which is a hard thing to do in front of hundreds and hundreds of people, especially people who are big believers in this training, that have invested in their personal growth, and they're a little further along than the average person in the training world that we're in, right? So I did it, and even though I was the first person up, he said one more question and that's it. He was going to leave. There was no more time for questions. So I did it, and even though I was the first person up, he said one more question. There you go. Okay, anyhow, so then at that point, what I did was I was frantically raising my hands, jumping up and down, and Jared laughed and he picked me, right? And then I did my role play, and to be honest, my role play didn't even last. I didn't even make it past the intro. And I wouldn't say that it was bad or it was demoralized or anything of the sort. He just, when somebody at that level is telling you you can improve and you can make changes, you have to listen, right? That's one of the most important things that I've learned, at least from being part of the whole Cardone world, is learn to listen, learn to agree. And when you do, so many good things come from it, right? I mean, and even as a couple, like if you can agree and get on the same page as the person and understand where they're coming from, it makes a massive difference, right? So in my mind, it was an absolute win. Like, even though
it totally was. You did a great job.
Yeah, I was super proud of myself. Not so much that I was able to give, it's still my dream to be able to fire off the script and just have them come back and forth and just have this ultimate battle with them. But the truth is, I haven't done 300 calls a day for the last, 10 years or 15 years or 20 years or 30 years like these guys have. So I still got a lot of improvement to do, but nonetheless, I count that as a massive win for me. I'll take the W on that.
Yeah.
Even though some people may think I took the L, not me, baby. I thought I won.
Because you put your hand up, right? Half
showed up. That's rule number 101.
Showing up, yeah. Like the hard thing is that sometimes it's hard to keep showing up every day, and I guess not even sometimes. It's hard a lot of the time. So anyways, yeah, I don't know. Like on Clubhouse right now, we have Danny and Mike, and I know that you guys have.
Yeah, maybe Mike can share a story or two. I know Danny hasn't really opened up as much as Mike has. Mike's told us about his wife, trying to get her on. Maybe Mike wants to share a story about that.
I have something different, so I'll just wait. But it's totally different. I need more. I don't know what's going on, but it's just I need more accountability.
Okay.
I took a plunge. Self-frustration, I think, is my issue right now. It's just I took a plunge, and I don't know what's happening mentally. I'm just like, Mike, you need to put more fire under your butt. I took a plunge, jumped up the cliff. Nice six-figure job. I totally wiped off the board. And I know Grant says keep the main thing. But for me, being an accountant at a big firm, working tremendous hours, it's pretty hard to scale a business. When you can be working 80, 90 hours. It's not a 9-to-5 job, so it's not a part-time job.
Right.
So I know I'm giving some excuses, but there's some truth behind it. And, I just wanted to go all in, because I've had tremendous success with my run business, and I see the potential, and I was dabbling, meaning I was trying to do a part-time for years, and I was relying on my paycheck from my firm. And then I say, you know what, why don't you go all in? If you see the potential, you see the value, you'll regret not pursuing it. So I'm frustrated right now with myself. I know it's a little different. It's not always, positive, but it's not going to be peachy with the greatness.
Question for you though. Why are you frustrated? Because you went on your own, or because you're not what's the frustration coming from?
Yeah, I'm just not putting in the work that I thought I would put in. It's really weird. It's counterproductive. I feel like I was working harder when I was working full time and crazy, and I was just like, yo, this is madness. This is unbalanced life. But I was functioning. It was working, And then I thought when I relieved myself of all those hours, I would just be pumping, just crushing it. And, I'm not doing all my, so frustration to answer your questions, I'm not doing all my segments with Grant Cardone. Mm-hmm. I'm not like redoing my role play script. And I'm like, what's going on with you? You're getting like, I'm doing stuff, but it's not like to the level that I could perform, that I know I could perform. And if you watch sports, Jose, I know you're a big boxing fan.
Yep.
It's
huge.
Like, so am I. It's like Mike Tyson taking someone to the 12th round. That is not his style. He normally eliminates people within, 1 to 3 rounds, 4 max. And when you're playing out at the C level versus the A level. And right now, I'm just disappointed in myself because I'm not doing the segments of Cardone Music.
Yep.
And I spent $15,000. I spent more than 15 all in with all the coaching programs. I probably spent 25, 30,000 almost, more like 25. But and it's just like,
can I make a suggestion?
Okay, Mike, can I say one thing like related? Sorry, I know Rebecca was going to speak, but I want to relate it directly to that boxing analogy if I could. I want to relate it not to Mike Tyson, not to Roy Jones, not to all these amazing boxers that have gone through the boxing world, but relate it to Floyd Mayweather. There's a reason Floyd has never lost. There's a reason why Floyd is unbeaten and he's the king of the king, and everybody wants to see him lose. Talent and skill is out there in abundance. There are people that have more skill and talent than we do. There's people that have more natural God-given talents. That's true. But the hard work and dedication that man puts in, day in, day out, led him to be the best of the best. And I think with that analogy, I think you can use what he does, man. Like every day you got to train. Every day you got to watch what you eat. Every day you got to be fight ready, And I think we can all do that and carry that over to our own work and our own profession, right?
And the other thing that I was going to mention, so last Friday I did this because I was so frustrated with myself. Like I know that there are things in a day that I really want to get done. But if they're just like not an emergency or not, like the training, maybe like other things, I just wasn't getting them done. And so what I actually did was I brought up like Evernote and I typed out every 15 minutes in a day, what am I going to do? And it sounds crazy, but even like if I would have 3 hours in the middle of the day, I could assign that to, okay, so that's when I'm going to be doing phone calls. That's when I'm going to be doing outbound messaging. That's when I'm going to be, and oh, by the way, in 3 hours, there's actually 12, 15-minute like intervals. So you can say, okay, so if I do 3 times 15 for this task or 2 times 15 for this task. And so from 4:45 to 9:45 at night, from 4:45 in the morning to 9:45 at night, I had my whole day planned every single day. And what happened this last week was I got on my spin bike every single day. I didn't stay up too late and because I would find myself staying up too late. And then I would not work out in the morning, which would mean that I would like not do any training or learning, which would also mean like the rest of the day was blah, blah, blah. And it would just go downhill from there. So this last week, I actually I was really adamant that I needed to get like every 15-minute block complete. And I did the stuff that I needed to do this week, like everything.
Mike, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
You know what needs to be done. Like obviously, you need to work hard, not hard, but you need to work harder. You got to put in the calls, work on the script. You said that all. Like what's the mental block? Like what's not connecting? Why aren't you doing that is the question I want to ask you.
I think part of it is I don't think I eliminated some things out of my life because I did notice that I did add some coaching stuff. I added Grant Cardone, right? And we do the role play on Clubhouse. we do the role play at 10 a.m. Then on Wednesdays, we actually have a, throughout the week, we have mentoring calls and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's time that's taken away from my day. So with me knowing that, I have to now eliminate, maybe I got to just eliminate the gym or something. I don't know. I got to figure something out because Grant says can't always add and not, you got to subtract, something. So I think that's part of it, Jose, that I got to eliminate, sacrifice something. And then the other thing is just,
but Mike, can I say one thing before you continue? Like there's 8 working hours in a day. Those mentoring calls, we're talking tops, a couple of hours a week, right? You still got 30 hours a week of productivity, pure productivity. Take in lunch, family time, exercise, even like, 15 hours of pure work, man. That's a lot of time, I don't want to call you out, but I mean, you know what I mean? Like you can still do it. Like you don't need to cut out something that's going to keep you healthy, happy, and in the right mindset. That's the wrong thing to cut out is exercise, right?
Yeah, I agree. I think like Grant says, he says, stop being a little bitch. I honestly think I'm being a little bitch, and I would be really embarrassed if I gave up a 6-figure job. Again, there's a picture in my mind. There's the version of me that's in my mind that I'm like, I know you can operate at that level. And then what I'm doing actually is just, I'm a little flabbergasted. I'm like, what's going on? Like, I'm like snap out of the rut. And, and then I got, my daughter and my wife, they're trying to hijack my time all the time. And
I know.
My daughter's like, let's go. And I'm like, and I do a big time. I go to Starbucks dates with my daughter, and my wife, she wants to watch TV. And I hate television with a passion. I only do it because of her. But when I say I cringe at watching Lifetime movies, which I don't mind once in a while, it's a really good one. But like, we're in 2 different places. She got a career, and her check is the same every 2 weeks, right? And that's where she's at. She's like, hey, she's good with her career, and I'm like, I'm an entrepreneur, so you're always working. You just gotta be pounding because you're the producer, right? You're the director, and if you don't produce, then there's no income. So it's just I'm trying to. I don't know. I'm just being a little bitch, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
you know what, Mike? Sometimes, and this happened to me. This is why I'm telling you, I forced myself to show up. I forced myself to go on the biggest stage possible because I knew that's the kick in the ass I needed. Like I wasn't doing my role plays. I wasn't putting my hand up. I wasn't doing it because I felt like my script was off. I'm hearing the same things that you're saying that I was saying. My script wasn't off. It's not sharp. I should be more advanced. I'm practicing this every day. I'm spending all this money. Why? And then I stopped asking the why, and I just didn't care, and I just did it. Who cares? And then I found confidence within me doing, and I challenge you to do that, man. Next Thursday, there's going to be a big speaker there. Raise your hand. Tell them, practice your pitch. Be like, I want to do this, or put yourself out there, and you're gonna gain confidence. Because I think sometimes that's what happens. You lose a little bit of the tread on the tire. A little bit of the grip, and you start doubting yourself. And then doubt is a very evil mechanism within the brain, man. It could really demotivate. It could really slow you down. It could do a lot of things to you. So you got to do whatever you can to kick that self-doubt out and really just fire up the activity to get the energy going.
Right. And then another thing, if somebody can help me out with this, maybe you can or you can't, is I noticed I'm the kind of guys, when I catch momentum, I need to keep going. So sometimes I don't catch momentum till like 2 o'clock in the afternoon or 1 p.m. And then all of a sudden, I feel like something jacks me. My wife's like, hey, let's go to lunch. And I'm like, damn, like, no. Sometimes I say no. And then, you could only say no so many times, right? Because you got to keep a balanced life. You can't focus on one thing and ignore the other areas, because then you become deficient in those areas. And I just...
Yeah.
Why are you saying no, Mike? Don't you learn every single day? You can't say no. You have to agree, and you have to compromise. Yeah, baby. Absolutely. Let's go for lunch. I would love to spend time with you. Let me fire out 45 calls, and then we're going to go for lunch, just you and me. Let's do it. You're going to enjoy it more. She's going to enjoy it more. You know what I mean? Because you don't actually want to spend the time when you feel like you're being pulled out of something either, right?
So the thing about that, I wish that I wish that I could be like Jose. I wish that I could be like a little bit more, like do things a little bit more spur of the moment. But for me, it like actually really helps to schedule that stuff into my, because for me, I need routine. Like I need the same thing every day, so that it's easier for me to get things done, and it's easier to be more efficient and that way I actually am making the time for the people that I want to make time for, and putting it into my schedule. So that, because the other thing I noticed, since COVID, is even with friends, like we can't see friends. We can't see people that are not in our household right now. And so, even scheduling and making time to be on Zoom, have a FaceTime call, whatever the case might be, so that I could actually do the things that I want to do.
Okay. All right.
I don't know.
Yeah, let's step it up.
Step it up, man. Plus,
Yeah.
you're visible. You're everywhere, man. You've already been on with Grant. Like, you've been on not that long, and your trajectory is going upwards, right? So
yeah.
So I mean, people know you. People talk about you. So use that as motivation too, right? And don't stop. Just keep going, man. And be a success story for other people that are looking up to you as well, right? As well as yourself, of course. But everyone's always looking and watching and hoping, right? So.
But thanks so much for coming on and
yeah, thanks, Tim.
You got this, Mike.
You got this. So just to quickly refresh the room. So Jose and I are decided to come on this morning. I guess it's not morning for everyone, but it's morning for us. We're on YouTube Live, as well as the Facebook group Live, as well as Clubhouse. Just taking questions, maybe practicing role play. Agreement drill is always. Oh, sorry. Goodness. Dogs, what would we do without them? No more barking. Anyways, so next up we have Danny on the stage on Clubhouse. Danny, are you still there?
I'm here, guys. How you doing?
Great.
Good.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I just came up because I heard you guys talking about boxing. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hey.
Boxing.
I saw that you're a boxer on your bio there.
Used to be 18 years, man.
Hey, good for you, man. I'm 18 months. No, I'm joking. no. I'm part of like a beer league boxing thing, So, hey, did you like my analogy about how Floyd is what he is? People love him, people hate him, but he is what he is because of his hard work and his commitment to training.
I mean, the one thing people don't understand about Floyd is, it's not necessarily only his skill. I mean, he's very talented, but I mean, being in a sport, like I told you guys, I mean, I've been in the sport. I've been around some of the Hall of Famers, world champions, former world champions. All my friends are either fighting for titles, they have titles, or they've held them, and what I can see consistently is you have a lot of athletes that have tremendous amount of talent, but their work ethic is not up to par.
You can make
so then you have these guys with lower skills. We used to see them in the gym all the time, and they were just, I mean, every day going at it, training hard, outworking these guys, and they get in and in sparring sessions, I mean, they put them down. And I mean, you've seen it. You saw it, like for example, with Zab Judah. You saw it with a lot of other guys. The one thing I admire about Floyd is he doesn't only have the skill and the talent, but it's his work ethic that is just, I mean, it's incredible. Every day he's in the gym. He has guys that run with him. And I think he does, I believe I'm not mistaken, he does like 15 miles, something like that when he runs. And you got athletes, like professional basketball players, football players, they can't keep up with him.
Yeah.
They have to jump in the van because he has his entourage following him. And, they'll have to jump in the van and take a break and then continue on. But yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah,
he's a beast. But yeah, that analogy was great, man. It's I mean, it's the same thing I was gonna say.
And you know what? Like you also got to look like he's not the biggest guy. He doesn't have that one hit like punch power. Like, so it's not like he has every God-given ability and talent for a boxer. Quite opposite. He's got, this being a boxer, he's got bad hands. So this is, like, I mean, I don't want to turn this into the ESPN hour, but it absolutely 100% is. It is 100% relatable. And this is a guy that if tomorrow there's a big fight, he's ready to go. Obviously, he's a little bit older now, but that just shows being ready, being prepared, not having to spend, I guess months or weeks and weeks of just losing fat or dieting, right? He's ready to go.
The same thing happened with Bernard Hopkins.
Absolutely. Great. Yeah, Bernard Hopkins. Perfect. Yeah.
He was a lot older, and I think he went a little past his time, but but consistency. I mean, he kept it up, and yeah, 100%, man. Floyd's and he used to have he had a pivot and adapt, just like we all do in business, and especially now with the whole COVID, a lot of businesses are having a pivot, but Floyd had a pivot because his hands started getting bad. He kept hurting him after every fight. If you remember early on in his career, he was putting guys down.
Oh yeah.
His speed and he had power. He had power in both hands, especially at that weight. But now coming up in weight, hitting a little bit more frequent. I mean, his punch output was always there, but hitting more frequent, that it takes a toll on your hands. So he had to adapt. And if you notice, like now he's just more careful with the shots that he places, and he's adapted. He's learned how to pivot.
Absolutely. No, I love that. What about you, Danny? Anything you want to share with us? Like anything that you want to share about, some of the successes you're having, or some of the challenges that you have that you're over, maybe related to Mike. Like, what do you do when you're just not feeling it? Like, what do you do to get out of that rut? What do you do to get back into that positive mind frame and just do what you do to pull forward?
I think you gave the best advice. Just show up. I mean, we all have days that we're off. That's just the way it is. That's life. You're going to have off days. You're going to have days that it's just not going your way. And it's just showing up and still doing it no matter what. And you'll get out the rut. I mean, there's days, look, I have my off days. I'm sure you have your off days. Grant has his off days. What we see online is not the 100% of the situation that ends up happening. I mean, there's days where he gets hung up on. There's days that he's off.
Yep.
It happens. So I think you gave the best advice, man. Just showing up and just doing it regardless, and eventually you get out the rut. I mean, I had a few off days earlier this week. I had my hangups, and that's it. I mean, just like I said, man, you gave the best advice there. Just show up.
It's the self-discipline, and I think that's what boxers, any professional boxer has more self-discipline than normal human beings. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
And so
there were days, Rebecca, I would go in, and there were days I got beat up.
Yeah.
I mean, I got nailed, and I was beating myself because I'm very hard on myself. So there were days that I would come down from the ring, and I'd just be so upset because I'm like, I can't believe I got hit here. I can't believe I did this. I can't believe I didn't do this. I can't believe I got tired here. I can't believe this. I can't believe that. And I still carried on today. I can't believe I got hung up on. I can't believe I could have said that and I didn't. What the hell's wrong with me? So yeah, I mean, it happens. But, like you said, it's the discipline.
Yeah.
And like Jose said, showing up no matter what, just doing it.
But you also
get out of it.
You also learn from getting hit, right? You also learn from falling down because A, that you can take the hit, and B, you can get up, and C, it didn't kill you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It didn't put you out,
Knowing that you shouldn't have gotten hit and you could have avoided it, but you didn't. That's what I mean.
No, I get it. And not to play devil's advocate, but it's impossible to go through life, to go through business, to go through sport and not get hit. You know what I mean? Sometimes we put an unrealistic, and that's kind of like what I was telling Mike. Like sometimes the pressure is too much that we put on ourselves. The expectation is too much. And sometimes it's okay to fail. It's okay. just pick yourself up again, learn from it. Okay, you got caught with a hook. Well, next time, keep your hands up. You know, glue them to your chin, and next time you see the shoulder dip, then you catch them with a counter. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I mean, it's just about knowing that that's going to happen too. And I think that's what happens with a lot of like you just said, we all have our off days, and sometimes we just get caught. You know, sometimes as much as we practice, somebody will give us an objection, or somebody will just tell us to, or hang up on us, and you just got to be able to brush it off and just come back, right?
No, 100%. I mean, I hear you guys. When you guys do roll, I mean, I'll chime in here and there in the mornings, and then even on Mondays when they do the rooms on here, I'll chime in and I hear you guys. You guys nail it in the morning sometimes, and then when you get on, it's not even where I feel that you guys choke up. It's just you're not on it. And I know that when you get off, you're like, damn, I know I could have said this. I know I could have said
yes,
that, you know?
yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I mean, the thing about that is sometimes that happens, and just the same as boxing, having the muscle memory, like practicing and practicing and practicing, so that you can build that muscle memory so that you don't have choke ups, you know, whether it's on role play, which I mean, you know, choke up on role play, just perform when it comes to real life, right?
Right.
No, man, I love it though. I think, you know, and you're also like, every time we do these things, we meet great people, right? Like little by little, we're starting to get to know you more. And every time you talk, I enjoy listening. Right. So, you know, glad to have met you, my friend, and hope to hear more from you. Right.
Definitely. Likewise.
Thanks, Danny.
You guys are great. You guys, let me tell you, I remember when you first came on, or around the beginning portion of it, you were hesitant in making calls. I remember that was the biggest thing for you.
Sorry, those are the dogs, man. Yeah, I'm listening, Danny.
No, that you came on and you were, I forgot who you talked to. I believe it was I forgot who you talked to in the morning, but you said you were like, that was the biggest thing for you. You weren't making enough calls, and you didn't know how to get around that. Yeah,
it's tough, right? Because it's like, you know, you got to hit the gym, and sometimes you just don't feel like it, right? Sometimes you're tired. You don't want to wake up and hit the road work and do this and do that. It's just because you know you're gonna get beaten, right? If you're making 150, 200 calls, man, it's a tough track ahead, right? So this is definitely helping, though, right?
Just showing up.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely.
If you continuously do it over and over, it's repetition. You know, same thing with role playing. I mean, the whole those RDRs can be flipped around for you to have your own RDRs on the opposing side. It's like they say I'm not interested, and you'll have your own RDR to come back. See what I mean?
This is the live stream.
No, I hear you, Danny. Absolutely. I hear you, man. Yeah, like you know, and we're showing up now, man. We're trying our best, right? So we're doing a million things all at once, and really just with no real like, you know, we're not doing this for movie deals, you know, or record label contracts. You know, we're just doing this to better ourselves, to know people, and we also learn a lot. Like every time you're out there, you also learn and you pick up things from people, right? So we learn, and you know, I love it. I love talking to people, and I love hearing things. And I also like Mike, for instance, just sharing his story. It's affirmation that when I feel like that, I'm not the only one, right? And it's okay, you know, it's okay. It's natural, and people go through these things, and it's just about learning how to get out of it so it doesn't happen more frequently than not, right?
100%. I mean, we all have ruts.
Yeah.
It happens.
Absolutely, my friend. Well, thanks, Danny. We're going to go on to Valentina now, but it was awesome having you on stage, and yeah, man, look forward to hearing more from you.
Definitely.
Hopefully we'll see you on Monday.
Yes, we will. Yes, you will. I'll see you guys.
All right, bro. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Hi, Valentina.
Hi, Rebecca. Hi, Benedict.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I love the topics.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
I love discussing this type of situations, and it's actually listening to Mike and you guys. It's kind of like I had similar problems as well. I got 2 kids as well. I'm a wife at the same time, and even though I am writing my timetable each day, that timetable is not 100% ticking that what I intention to do. It's so hard. So my question to you, Canadian Jose, is I love your name too.
Thank you. It was a strange name my parents gave me, Canadian, but you know.
Really?
No, I'm just joking.
I think you're from Canada, in Canada.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, from Canada, from Bolivian heritage, but yes, Canadian, born and raised.
Yes, I love listening. You know, you and Rebecca doing the role play, and I never done a role play every morning. I don't know why. I do ask questions, but I think it's very, very interesting when you said that. How did you break that when we started that morning? The role play every morning. I had these mental blocks that I always, before I want to do the role play, in my head saying like, what happened, what people say to me when I said, it's so hard. And
I know.
And even though I had my script written, and it's just that one step that how I'm going to put my hands up and do a role play.
So Valentina, this was my exact problem. We started doing this in July, and it's like a mental block of, I know that I can benefit. I know that I need to do it, but I don't know why. I don't know what's preventing me. So that's actually why we started the role play before the mastery calls, so that we could warm up and make the commitment to put our hand up on every call. So we've been we started doing Zooms in August before the calls. And then in December, I made a commitment to myself that I was going to put my hand up on every call. And you know what? There's lots of times that I don't feel like it, but I do it anyways because it's something that I committed to. One thing that I can say to you is the more visibility you have, the more you'll appear as though you're an expert, and the more you'll appear authentic, because there's lots of times that I try and fail, or that I say ums all the way through, or the more times you try, you're going to get better. And actually a really great way to warm up if you're uncomfortable with your script is even just doing the agreement drill. So that's one of the things that you're certainly welcome to come to our room on the weekdays and do that, or even right now if you wanted to. But I definitely understand where you're coming from. And so I basically adjusted everything so that I could commit to my own self, that I needed to put my hand up, that I needed to stumble if I needed to stumble, because I imagine you've seen me stumble. I imagine you've seen me stutter or fail or whatever. And so there's no reason for anybody to be afraid of doing that. It's definitely uncomfortable at the beginning, but you get used to it. I promise you get used to
Valentina,
it.
Valentina, can I ask you a question? Outside of feeling embarrassed and feeling like, people might be like, oh, that was bad. Like, what's stopping you from actually just doing it?
I think because saying, oh, if I see the negative things in my head first before actually, and then pull it back, wanting me to say it, even though I actually can do it. And then suddenly, what people think when I say this, and my script is terrible. And I had that already in the first place before I raise my hand into the room, and then suddenly I take my hands off. I put lower my hand into that role play, and I was listening to Grant Cardone a week ago in Clubhouse, and one of the things that I always freak me out is actually talking to people, that a lot of people listening what I'm saying. And he's saying, the best way to overcome that is write down what you're saying, before you enter and enter to the room. And I totally agree with that. But for any reasons, I think it's the habit that I built before, that I'm shy. I don't want to say things that I want to say, and I'm still in the middle of doing my mindset of what happened if you said that you're not gonna die. Who cares what you're gonna say?
Yeah.
Can you try it right now? Why don't you just do it right now with us? Like,
oh my God!
Just
no.
read what you have. Don't even do a role play. Just read your script to me so I can hear it.
You mean like you're challenging me now.
Yeah, just read it. Just read it to me. Like, pull it up. I know you probably have it. We can wait 10, 15 seconds, 30 seconds. Not a big deal. I can sing a song and keep the crowd laughing, so it's all good.
Or even what about
Let me get my script.
Yeah, go get it. Let's hear it.
Oh, thank you.
Why not, right? Why not? Absolutely. Let's hear what you got. See, this will be the first time you've done it. And then and then you'll have it done. At least you pulled off that Band-Aid. And then
let's go.
Okay, on Monday I will try it, Jose, and then let's see how it goes.
You know what you're gonna do on Monday? This is what I'm gonna challenge you to do before you read your script. I'm gonna say on Monday, show up to the Zoom call it starts at 8:00 Eastern time or 8:00 Mountain time. I don't know what time that is local. You're in the UK, correct?
That's right. It's about 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock. So show up at 2:50 in the afternoon and be the first one to raise your hand. And just that way, there's no escaping. There's no way they won't go to you. You're just going to get it out of the way. You're going to get it done. And then do it on Tuesday. Try to do it just for 1 week. And if you can do it for 1 week, you'll have kicked the fear bug out of you and you'll have turned the corner.
Do you know why even I'm talking right now? I'm shaking. My voice is
you don't sound like it. You sound.
Nobody knows. Nobody
you sound
can
normal.
tell.
You got that cool UK accent. To us, you sound cool. You sound James Bond. So it's all good.
Thank you. Okay, right. So ring.
Hello, Jose speaking.
Hi, Jose. This is Valentina from Gassner Acquisitions, a property company in the UK. The reason for my call today is we work with a lot of London and overseas investors who we can provide the 8% to 10% return on investment. That's when I stumbled.
Perfect.
No,
that sounds great.
Sounds amazing.
Really
Good
great.
job.
Really great. So after that, it would just move on to like to make sure that I'm not wasting your time. Can I ask you?
Sure.
Blah blah blah.
So the next line for that is, let me ask you something, Jose.
Yes.
Make sure I am not wasting your time.
Okay.
Do you have 5 minutes right now?
Yeah, I got it. Not 5 minutes, but I can give you like a couple of minutes. What do you got?
Oh, that's excellent. That's excellent. So my question is, who's involved? Do you know what? This is my script. So
no, just read it. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh my goodness. Right. I got actually three scripts. So my question to you is, who is involved in buying? So basically, you are the investor, right?
Yes.
I'm asking you to kind of sign into our system to become one of our VIP investors.
Mm-hmm.
So my question to you is, who's involved in buying decisions on investing in your property? In the property business that you're looking to do.
Yeah, my wife and I share that. We both own the investment company ourselves, and we've kind of grown it out. So it's the two of us.
That's excellent. That's excellent. So my other questions to you is, how much cash right now to start for you to invest in the property? So basically, what I'm trying to say in here, I need to refine this one. I'm sorry. I'm asking because normally when I speak to my investors, it's the day when I hook the sale. You know, I close the deal, which is I do like 70% success during just the phone call. So I don't know. I'm lost.
No, you're doing awesome. Let me ask you a question, Valentina. Let's just say we invite you over for dinner. We have our buddies Mike and Danny and Latvia here. James is here at our house. Everyone's talking. You just came over, and I'm like, hey, this is my friend Valentina. And then somebody asks you, hey, Valentina, what do you do for work? Like, what's your 10 to 20 second elevator pitch? What is it you do?
Got you, because I didn't tell you what we do, isn't it?
No. Just because this will help you get into the exercise of being able to express your big claim and just your business, right? So it helps to have an elevator pitch because it simplifies what you do in just like a couple of sentences, right?
But related to the script that you're doing right now, some things so I'm actually working on figuring out fact-finding questions that are the right ones my own self. So certainly I don't know everything, but when it comes to fact-finding questions, if you try to think about what questions could you ask that would help you reveal a pain point. So certainly asking if they're the decision maker, but ideally you know that ahead of time. And if you're asking questions, the questions that you're asking allow you to reveal what their needs are. So like if I was able to show you how I could do this, would that be something that have you ever done anything like this before? You know, why would you be interested? Well, I mean, I guess not why would you be interested, but you know, what are some questions that you could ask that would allow you to uncover some problems for them?
So basically, most of my clients, it's the three things that normally they are asking questions through initial call. So when we do an initial call with clients, and then we followed up with contracts and questionnaire via email.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, obviously, then I had to kind of ask them to sign up and pay for upfront payments. And then everything will be then explained through the contracts. So one of the sentence that I normally mention to my client, I always mention the numbers because in real estate, they want to know your return of investment, the locations, and also the is that a good rental demand in that area. So that's three questions that any investors we spoken to, that's always the three numbers that they ask. And I had that already normally, written. So basically one of the sentence I was reading here, so basically we work a lot with London and overseas investors. We provide 8% to 10% investment property deal. That will give you 6,000 per annum per year for long term as a cash flow. And as a company, we provide hands-off investment that you can invest anywhere, that we can manage the whole process for you while you're working in your full-time job, that's our.
So instead of telling people all that information, are you able to ask them questions that would allow you to understand what's important to them, so that you could then, like, maybe the most important thing to me is I don't want to deal with anything. Like my time, I have limited time. Like that would be the most important thing to me. So by asking me a question that would help you figure that out, you could then, turn that back around to me to help me understand the value of your services, because now you know what the most important thing is to me.
Absolutely. 100% I agree with you. The more I ask questions, as Grant Cardone said, 90% you let your client to talk to speak during the conversation, and then 10% you as obviously trying to listen what your clients say. So
yeah.
Remember, Valentina, the person who's in charge of the conversation. I know I love saying this. I say it too much, but it's true. The person who's in charge of the conversation is the person who's getting their questions answered. That's who's in charge.
Yes, love that.
Right?
I love that.
And there you go. You did your first role play, man.
Good job.
So
Congratulations.
So on Monday, you know what you should actually do after this role play? I mean, after this group, there's other 10X practices and role plays. You should just do it, just practice it and do a couple of role plays, and then you benefit from it, because by saying your role play, you're going to be able to more quickly, more efficiently, and more concisely explain what it is you do and get into communication with people that are wanting to do business with you. And when you have that opportunity, you're going to be able to knock it out of the park. So just keep going. You know what? It's amazing. I'm so this is why I love doing this, because in 3 months from now, you're going to just be talking on all the stages.
In 3 months, yeah.
And then we'll be able to say, that's our girl.
Yeah.
We made her practice first with us. Right?
First time. So
there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. So awesome. Congratulations.
I love you guys. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Who's up next?
Lotfi.
We have Lotfi. If you're still there.
Hey guys, yes,
Ah.
I have been actually listening to you. Valentina actually did great. Mike, same thing. And Jose and Rebecca, thank you for all the support you've given everyone, honestly. And,
Our pleasure, my friend. Our pleasure.
Of course. It's exciting to see, I mean, we've been talking with you for months now, and it's really exciting to see, even for our own self, our improvement as well as the improvement of others in the group. It's definitely pretty cool to see. So did you want to practice role play? Was there anything that you wanted to talk about today specifically?
No, I was listening actually to you guys, and just, it's always like hard in the beginning, but when you just, you need that to be like, people like to encourage you, and when you do 1 time, 2 times, every time you get better on it, just,
Yeah, well, maybe you can share, Lotfi, on what you did, because, I mean, honestly, it's night and day listening to your pitch now. Like, it's fantastic. Your pitch is so to the point where it's almost illogical to say no to you right now. You've really been able to do that. So what have you been able to do? Like, what was the transformation is there. We see it. But what were the steps that you took to get to the transformation?
The steps is to be like persistent. Honestly, look, because from my background, I'm from like Tunisia. My education is like French and Arabic. So I never, by the way, got to any English school to study English. Whatever conversation I have with you right now, because I practice with people, just sometimes I say something like wrong or pronounce it like wrong. And just, Eric is always correcting me. I really give a big credit for that. Okay. And just, and sometimes like, look, sometimes like people like get like shy, like they don't want like people make fun of them. Mm-hmm. But for Latvia, like that's not going to stop him. Okay. At least I will do my best. Just I know people, they can understand what I'm saying. Just only smart people, because the way they think, they have their knowledge and they can understand any person with their accent, with their whatever, just, and for me, just, to be like, persistent, and just, you will find like someone like you, Jose or Rebecca, and just, you get a lot of credit for that. Just to say, just to try, it's okay. Like, and just, and just, you get a like very big support from everyone, and just, and
so how did you
I'm sorry?
I was going to ask, how did you get past that you know, that, oh, I want to raise my hand, but I'm not feeling confident. How did you get past that?
When, to be honest with you, when you, after the role play with you in the morning, you say just, I want you guys, like, everybody, like, to raise their hand. Sometimes I raised my hand in the beginning this couple of months ago, and I pray to God they don't pick me.
I love that. It's like a roller coaster line. At some point, you can't turn back. You're stuck. You know, you just got to go on the roller coaster. You know, you're like, oh well.
That's you. But you encourage me on that, and just I mean, it's like that. It's really nice, just guys, to role play with you, and just, you know, and like to criticize you, like Jose, for example. Yesterday, he caught me like off guard, and that's one of the best questions I have been asked so far. He told me just, I mean, it's like, why are you asking me if you can see the price in the internet? That's really just like a 360 degrees, and just to say, holy, just, I mean, it's like, I would never expect that questions. Just, you know, but now I'm ready. Just if anybody asks that question, I already know how to answer. It's just it's very simple. They just to focus.
Absolutely. No, it's your commitment to showing up, Lotfi, you know, and I mean, I always look at you as a great example, because imagine you said English is what, your third language?
Yes, English is my third language, and I also know a little bit Spanish, Jose, because I have.
Hey, muy bien, mi amigo, muy bien. So imagine that you're like having to think on the fly and sell on the fly in your third language. That's like so amazing. Like, you know, anybody that has any reason or any doubt or any fear in that should look at somebody like you. That's why I love this, because you're a great example to that. And it doesn't matter. Like you said, sometimes you might say the wrong word, or you might pronounce it wrong, but it doesn't stop you from trying. And ultimately, you know, the success is there. It's apparent, right? So I love having you on, and I just am always admired by you when you do that. And I love seeing your success, man. It's just very, very satisfying to see that, right? So congratulations.
Thank you. You know, I just actually about like 30 minutes ago, I had conversation with a salesperson. He sell like cars, okay, and just the guy is one of the most honest people I saw, like in the sales like industry. Just being like around like car dealers and stuff, and just, you know, you will find sometimes you feel like people, they want to just rob you, not even a joke. And this guy, he was very like particular. It's like, you know, it just go like an extra step with you. They explain everything for you. I mean, it's like, and I told him, I mean, honestly, I really like thank you for the way you work, and you're very transparent and everything. Just, you know, and and then to our conversation, he used to be a football player, and the guy even showed me the rings and stuff, and just he did like some deals with like billionaires.
Oh wow!
And even Jay-Z, he was show me a picture with him, and I was to say, wow. And just people just come back to him because he's really nice, and he's not even from here. He's a Haitian.
Okay.
From Trinidad. And just that's what we really have a nice conversation. I told him about my story, just, you know, a little bit extra honestly, because I mean, it's a long story the way I grew up, and just, you know, it's not very easy. And for someone to make it, like, you know, out of there, it was like any person asking, what's your dream? They say, just, I want to just, you know, to get out of here and just to make a better life for myself. Just, you know.
No, well, keep up the hustle, my friend. And like I said, in no time at all, you're going to be on that $1 Million Listing Show, New York, man. We're going to see you and Erica brawling on Showtime there. We're gonna, we know those guys. We know them.
I'm sure we will 100%. I'm confident I will get there. I'm working in some very, very good stuff. And of course, with Erica's support, I mean, it's like, you know, she been there like for almost last 14 years and some change. So
good man. Good stuff, man. No,
we love Erica.
Absolutely. Proud of you guys. Hey, Erica. Yeah, keep
Rebecca and Jose, you're the best.
Thank you, my friend. We'll keep killing it.
Yeah.
Guys, just wanted to thank everybody today. It was like short little hour that we wanted to come on, just keep people motivated, keep pressing and going. Wanted to thank everybody for their stories, for opening up. Valentina, thank you so much for having the courage of actually
I'm so
doing this.
Excited.
And that's part of the agreement drill. You could have easily said no, but the agreement drill is absolutely. I would love to do it, even though you're fearful and you're probably cursing me, be like,
oh man, I shouldn't have done.
My hand is sweating.
But you did it.
You did it.
You did it. You got that.
I was actually regarding one of the mental as well. Probably blocking my head is listening to Lofty. Is my first language is not English. I'm from the Philippines. I got 3 languages like that. My dialect in my country, and also the main language in the Philippines called Tagalog.
Yep.
And then I learned from American accents when I was growing up back there, and then back to British, which is different English as well, and different accents. And I can tell you sometimes my husband is a British, and even though we've been together for a long time, sometimes he doesn't understand me. And so, what? So it's hard when you say what you want to say, is you understand what you say. Then when you speak to people, they actually understand differently. It's hard to kind of balance that together as well at the same time. So I think it's just the confidence, just forget what people say, just say what you want, and they know your language is not the first language, is English. And as long as obviously you're confident to say that, which is Lufty doing normally now in the group, which is excellent. So I will try that from next week. So
awesome. We'll see you on there. Well,
so thanks so much for
I wanted to chime in if I could.
Yeah, Danny, go ahead.
I wanted to give some feedback to Valentina. Valentina, you said that English is not your first language, right?
Yes. No.
Okay. How you get over that barrier? Because I see this happen a lot of times with people with scripts. They use the script. They have the script there, but they don't use it. The way you get around that barrier is just paying attention to what's on the script. So you make it so repetitive that it just flows out. So you don't have to worry about what language is your first language. Just reading off of the script. And you read off of the script until you can get it fluent to the point that you can navigate a little bit without it. But that takes a little bit of time. But that's the best way. I just see a lot of people when they come on and they role play, they have their script right in front of them, but they're trying to freestyle. You guys see that a lot of times, Rebecca and Jose?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, the script is essential. Yeah, at first, absolutely.
That's main. Every single time I hear somebody a little off, or I see somebody hesitant, or I hear that's the first thing that comes to my mind. It's like you're not reading off of the script, and you're not reading off of the script enough, so you have it memorized and embedded and ingrained to the point where you don't even have to use it, and it just flows out.
Yeah,
absolutely, my friend.
And I think that's the same. It doesn't matter what language you're speaking in. I think that's definitely the same. But I know that I always think like that's amazing for people to be able to do it in a different language, because I'm just trying to get it right in my first language, Yeah, but I totally agree with that one. So on that note, we're gonna hop off so that we can see to our kiddo and our dogs. But thanks so much for joining us today, you guys. We did this last week and again this week, and hopefully we'll do it again next week, and you guys can join us again. And don't forget actually to join us on Monday. So every Monday, every weekday, we're here 9:15 Eastern time. We have a room where we role play every day to warm up before the mastery call. So we'd love to see you back then. And for now, have a fabulous rest of your weekend, guys.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks, team. Have a wonderful weekend.
You too, guys.
Have a good weekend, guys.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Thanks a lot.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.